Okay, I am back. Let's hope that clicking noise stops. I've pinned my collar all the way around. You want to check it on both sides and make sure there's no puckers anywhere. So there's one side and there's the other side. I've got my two sides turned in and I've got enough of an overlap where I can make a little tuck and turn on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a, what stitch did I use on this last time? I think I used my regular straight stitch and then I did the overlock again. So let's go ahead and do that again. So I'm going to go back to my regular stitch. I'm going to go a little bit bigger widthwise and then I'm going to come in a little bit because I'm going to finish it off with the nice overlock stitch. So let's go ahead and do it this way. I think that's how I did it last time. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how I did it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and sew. Hopefully the clicking noise is gone. I'm not sure what caused that. Okay, you don't want to pull your fabric. You want to make sure you have it even, you're not making any gathers on the bottom. Yep, I'm not hearing any clicking, so maybe I was just at the end of the desk. Okay, so there was the whole thing. Let's make sure we don't have any puckers on this side. None there. I don't see any there. I don't see any there. Okay, if you do this and you get some puckers on the other side, just because you're doing a straight stitch, you can just go ahead and take them out and fix it at this point. Okay, so there's the neckline. All right, so now we're going to switch back to our G foot. And we're going to go back to the same overlock stitch. Okay, I'm going to do a 5 and I'm going to do a 3. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, since this is such a nice straight finish here, I'm going to sew on this side so I don't get any puckers. It's really hard to, if you've ever tried to take that overcast stitch out, it's really a terrible stitch to try to get off once you've got it on. So let's go ahead and just get started here. And go all the way around the neckline. care of that. And now we're going to finish off the edges of the neckline. Now this is your preference. If you want to go ahead and sew very close to the, either that or get a double needle. If you have one of those double needles, you can do it like a regular knitted t-shirt. You put the double needle on and then it has a zigzag in the back, but a double needle will give you a stitch here on the bottom and also a stitch here on the top. It'll be a double seam. But I'm going to go ahead and do it the same way I did this one. So next step for me is to take this, push it up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a needle here so you can see, pin here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to push this position up here. Okay, I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to give myself another little lip right here, and that's going to be my 1/4 of an inch tuck under, and then I'm going to sew across here, right across this, and that's going to be my turn under for, it's not cooperating with me, so let's try it again. I'm going to sew straight across that. Okay, pin in here. I tucked it under, and I'm going to sew straight across that. And then I'm going to trim that down, and then I'm going to flip it over, and that will give me this edge right here. Okay, and then I'll be able to flip it and turn it. Okay, so I gotta go back to my regular foot. I'm just going to go to a straight stitch because we're only doing a couple little stitches here. So let's go ahead and go to a straight stitch. I'm going to go to the middle position so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to go bigger so in case I make a mistake I won't have so many stitches to take out. So let's go ahead and just sew right across that little breach right there. Okay, so I just went straight across. See what happened? It didn't go correctly. Now I've got to take the whole thing out. Okay, the same thing happened last time. I couldn't get it to sew straight, so what I did was I did it by hand. So I'm going to do the same thing this time. I'm going to sew this by hand, and then I'm going to sew it on the machine. And then I'll be able to turn it and get it so it lays flat correctly the right way. So I'm just going to stop on that position right there. But you get the idea, right? This will be sewn, you'll trim it, and then when you turn it over like this, you'll get that nice little edge right there on your machine. But you want those even. So if you have to do a couple stitches by hand, that's probably the best thing to do. Because then when you go to do it by machine, it'll be in the right location. So I shouldn't have done all those back stitches. I messed it up the other time too. I had to take it out. I think I'd learned from my mistakes, but no. Do it again, all over again the same way. Okay, so we're going to try it again, only we're going to do it with a couple of, secure it with a couple stitches by hand, and then we can do it on the machine. Okay, so we'll do that, and then next step is going to be doing the sleeves. Okay, so what you're going to do, the side seams is what I mean. You're going to make your sleeves straight down. You don't want to sew it like this. Sew it with the sleeves down. So line that up. You want to line your sleeves up on the inside. You're not so worried if you want to line these two up here. Do you see that? So let's just do that. I'll do this and then I'll go get a needle. so I can get some pink thread on it and do that neck. Okay. So this is on the straight stitch. We don't have to worry about any stretching, so we're going to use a straight stitch on this one, which is, let me go back to where I was, straight stitch. I'm going to do a 5-0, and I'll do a 2-0, and I'm just going to go straight down the side. Okay, my thread's out of bobbin, my bobbin's out of thread, so I have to stop here again and reload. Okay, so that's going to be our side seam. We're going to overcast it, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to come back and make a couple tacks in there and show you how to do the neckline, and then we'll put the Velcro in the back, and we're almost done with this little blouse. I did do an overcast on the bottom and turned it up and stitched it. If you want to stitch the seam by hand, you know, it's up to you. It's whatever look you're looking for. Same thing here. If you want over stitching, but I'd probably stretch it out of shape. But you can do it. You can take your machine and make a top stitch here. You can even use that double needle and do it like a regular t-shirt. There's just so many things you can do. You just, you know, just play with it. I mean, this was fabric I bought at the thrift store, and, you know, what have we been doing this for, like 30 minutes now or something like that. So all you're doing is, if you don't like it, you're just practicing anyway. So, okay, let me reload my bobbin and I'll be right back.